Hey guys, I was just watching a video by a Albanian son, Irish, and his video, he brought back a lot of memories, and it goes back to my thing in Vietnam about how a young, green, cocky, very cocky, PFC, less than 6 months out of boot camp, who knew everything, just waiting for the orders to go to Vietnam. I was sitting at Camp Pendleton with a 7th Motor T at St. Clemente, and 4 days before I turned 18, I got my orders to go to Vietnam. So I turned 18, and August 21st I touched down in Da Nang. I remember flying in there and seeing how beautiful it was and everything, and saying to myself, this can't be all that bad. Well, what was to be called the Freedom Bird, the plane that brought us in, that we couldn't wait for to take us out to go home. When it landed in Da Nang, first thing that hit you when they opened the door was the stink of rotten fish, the stink of Vietnam, something that you'll never forget. And then the heat and the humidity. Getting off the plane, the tarmac, it had to be 140 degrees out. You know, that's radiating heat off the runway. And they kept us out there for about 3 or 4 hours processing. And then within a day I was on a chopper. We went up to Phu Bai. That's halfway between Da Nang and the DMZ. And I hooked up with First Motors. Met up with the guys, Gamble, Banks, Danny Johnson. Yippee, that's what we call him, Yippee. He died. Well, let's see, on February 14th of this year, out of the blue, I got this email. Now you're gonna have to stop and read this, but let's see, how do you work this thing? That's Danny Johnson. And he sent me this email. So, pause it, read it. That was upside down. It really, it was good. Somebody's still alive. Well, the first night there we were still processing, so we didn't have no rifles or anything. And the sirens went off, so we all hit the lines. I didn't have a rifle. And I still remember the guy next to me in the trench. I was so green and so stupid and so cocky. I asked this guy had gone through Quezon. I mean, he had already paid his dues in spades. He did Quezon, he did Way. Tet 68. I looked at him and I said, if you get hit, can I have your rifle? That guy hit me upside the head with a rifle. And he says, before I get hit, I'll put you in front of me. Well, this know-it-all PFC, cocky PFC, began to realize I didn't know shit. Well, in that alert, we had sappers. Sappers are people who carry satchel charges, and what they do is they come inside the lines, if they can get in, find a good place, hide themselves, and when the most people are around, they detonate and blow themselves and you up. So later early the next morning, they finally found one sapper, and he was underneath the mess hall. Well, they shot him before he could pull. Well, that day I finally got my rifle, and I got my first truck and got my first convoy. I thought I knew how to drive a 6x. The reason I'm bringing this up because I'm having these memories now, and I haven't had them in many, many years, and I want to keep them. So this is going to just be rambling or whatever, I don't know. First convoy was just to bring supplies out to the rock pile. And then it was only a couple of weeks there that we moved. The whole battalion moved from Fubai to Da Nang. And from there we were transferred over to the 5th Motor Transport, 5th Marine Division, well, 326th, BLT, Battalion Landing Team, 326 5th Marine Division. And we went on ship. Got to go to Okinawa, Subic Bay. Some guys might remember the Perfume River. That's go over the bridge from Subic Bay into Olongapo City. And the river there was nothing but shit and everything else you can think of. And there's kids on the bank, so you'd throw money into the river and they go dive into this filth. Well, that was my first piece of ass, oriental piece of ass. Well, we left the Okinawa. No, the Philippines. It was the Philippines. At Subic Bay. We left there, and right from there we unloaded the ships, and we never saw them again, and we stayed in the bush, mainly down at Hill 55, Anwar, Freedom Bridge, Liberty Bridge, a few convoys up to Fubai Way. Then my tour ended, I extended, came back. That tour ended, and when I got back to the States, I saw what was going on, and I wanted nothing to do with the civilian world or being stateside. So I took a crash course in Marine Corps Scout Sniper and extended. So I did my 6 full years. I spent 22 months. Let's see. A total of 36 months in Vietnam. And I want to say 18 of those months was as a scout sniper. That was 70 to 71 in Vietnam, working out at Hill 55 with the 5th Marines. Had the pleasure of working with Carlos Hathcock. He was the Marine #1 sniper in Vietnam. Had the most kills of any sniper. And he taught me a lot. But people, they always wonder how they're going to act in their first firefight. This is getting long, so I'm just going to make this short. I'll tell you mine. At first, all your training, it kicks in. And all you're thinking about is killing them and surviving. And then when the shit's all done, you're standing over their body or whatever, and you're saying to yourself, I made it. And you become cocky again. Remember that word, cocky. It will get you killed. Then it can be, I guess it would an hour, it started to sink in, and I puked. I put together everything that went down, and I became visibly, actually sick at my stomach, because the adrenaline had worn off and the realization hit, you're a dumb fuck, you almost died. What are you doing? Killing your first man. Mine was, it didn't faze me because I had people to revenge. But I've seen people in the first firefight where they were the last people you would think of, that they, 6'5", 250-pound Marine, tough as all shit, curl up in a little ball like a girl and cry. Go over to him and slap him side the head and wake him up to reality, and all of a sudden his training kicks in. Other people, it just came natural. Me, Marine Corps boot camp, it just kicked in. First one was the hardest. After becoming a sniper and looking at a person through a 9-power scope at 400 yards, and then seeing his head disappear, that's good. When the shit hits the fan, I'm ready. My eyes ain't like they used to, but I can still hit 1,000 yards. I used to be able to do 1,500, but now I'm still good for 1,000. But I'm 63 and I don't move very well, so I'm expendable. I'll be the person that's holding the other people back, so my family and that can get out, because I can't move. So it's just a little trip down memory lane. I have no idea why I'm making this video. None. Except I'll have it when my Alzheimer's totally kicks in, and I'll be able to watch it. But I'm going to cut it there because I guess this is long. I don't know how long I've been on. So, yeah, Connecticut, state of New Hampshire, live free or die. We mean that. I died in Vietnam. I had a good corpsman. I was lucky. I'll do it again. God brought me back for a reason. It may be just for this time. I don't know. But if you give up your guns, what you sow. We support you. Take that to the bank. If it comes to shooting, you're only an hour away. And I can work long range. So there are people on your side. Stay strong. Semper Fi. This old fart's gone.